You're listening to the My Work, My Life Show,
brought to you by Edge Executive Search.
For more information, contact us on
www.edgexec.co.za now.
Hi, well, how exciting, our first show, My Work, My Life. Well, I'm Janice Wagner. This is Stefan Ensslin from Edge Executive Search. So, Steph, why did we decide to get involved with an online radio show like this?
Look, I think, Jan, a lot of people have, I don't know if you actually realize, but work is probably the most important part of your life. It's all the biggest part of your life. Times are very different. A lot of people get retrenched. I don't know, you wake up one morning, you think, this is not the way I want to be for the rest of my life, or I probably hate what I'm doing. And how am I going to go about changing it? As I said, things are very different, and we actually need to repackage ourselves. You can't go around doing things like we used to do them in the past. And over the next couple of months, we're actually going to touch on a number of career-related topics, which I think actually going to help you to put yourself out there and hopefully make you get the perfect job that you actually love getting up in the morning for.
In line with that thinking, our first guest today is Ryan Ensslin of My Lime Boots.
Hello.
Hi, Ryan. I've known Ryan for a number of years now. We actually started out as chartered accountants.
Indeed, we did.
And he is now a very famous blogger.
Fashion and lifestyle, we say. Yes, indeed, Jan. You and I have known each other for way too long, longer than we could probably count with one pair of hands. But yeah, I started out as a chartered accountant. We studied together. And, things happened in my life and things changed. And I really, as Stefan was saying just now, looking to tap into understanding how to understand and to tap into the passion about what I was passionate about, and made a lifestyle change in my space.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm old, Ryan.
If you're old, then I'm old
Exactly.
too. So you're young and gorgeous.
I don't know what I have to say then.
Only about 3 months ago did I tap into this word blogging. What is blogging?
Jan, blogging is what we've always known in terms of old school magazines like Cosmopolitan, Men's Health, that type of thing, but it's taking that to a digital platform. So blogging is having a platform to speak, and it gives one a unique opportunity wherever you find yourself. Gives you a unique opportunity to be able to position yourself in line with your passion. What are you passionate about? What do you want to have a say about? And blogging gives you that opportunity. It gives you a voice, gives you opportunity to create a unique voice that's unique to yourself. It gives you an opinion.
Now, obviously, I asked you to come to this show because I wanted to know: do you think blogging can help someone get a new job, repackage themselves? Do you think it's something relevant?
Definitely. The world we live in at the moment is changed from when you and I were younger. It's a social space now. So it's a space.
When we were younger, there wasn't even TV.
Well, we didn't even have internet in those days.
Oh, come on.
I think Henry Ford went to varsity with us, didn't he? So we communicate in a whole different way these days, and we have access to communication through social platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and blogging as well. So we're able to communicate and position ourselves accordingly. So if you're clever, you can take those platforms that are available and use them to position yourself in your career. And you can use it to position yourself for a new career, to enhance your existing career. They're just opportunities out there, and if you just apply your mind to them slightly, there's major opportunity for you, especially in repositioning yourself in your career.
But how do you think somebody can use blogging to make themselves more marketable? So if you take me as an example, I'm a recruiter, and if I want to be known as one of the well-known recruiters in South Africa, how would I go about that?
Well, you've got to play the long game. So you've got to, up front, you've got to decide what is your objectives, what is your unique value proposition. Because as much as you can bring 5 recruiters into a room here, your contemporaries, you've got to each differentiate yourself in the market in which you play. So that's what blogging and social space gives you. Gives you the opportunity to differentiate yourself by knowing what your unique value proposition is. So it's taking a person like both of you in a very professional environment and adding in that tone of voice, your unique personality into it, to position yourselves within the market space. So if you're in finance, if you're a CFO or you want to be CFO, it's being able to take that space and that desire and knowing where your strengths lie, and then position yourself accordingly by becoming a person of influence and a person with an opinion. You're standing out from the rest of the crowd by being able to talk along those lines and position yourself differently in the market space.
But where do I start?
Where do you start? You start by getting a blog. So what we need to do is we need to understand blogging and a blog. And a blog is nothing more than a website. So the word blog comes from weblog. When the internet was first discovered, people used to write up journals, which I called them weblogs, which now became blogs. A blog is a long-form content. We have social media such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, which are short-form content. So what you need to do is you need to find yourself a position. So you decide on a blog name, what you want to call yourself, how you want to identify yourself, register yourself a blog with a platform like WordPress, which is free. You can get designs which are called themes for free. You can register your domain name for I think about $10-20. It's really affordable. Get it going. My best advice is to find someone who can help you with the technical sides of things, because I'm not a computer person.
No.
And there are people who are computer people and they can help you with that. Get the blog going, get all the technical things set up. Once you've got it set up technically, and even that you can do yourself, it's not that impossible.
No,
then you've got I'll show you. Then you've got the platform to go and post your blogs and to start blogging.
Okay, Ryan, we touched on you mentioned earlier, I'm a financial manager, I want to probably become a CFO.
Yeah.
From a career point of view, how is blogging going to help me to get to that point?
Steph, it all comes back to positioning. So it's deciding what makes blogging unique from the old traditional print media is that you've got your personality to infuse into what you're writing about. So it's defining what your unique value proposition is. So for instance, if you're a CA or you're a finance person and you deal in international tax, as an example, it's then deciding what element of that really touches your heart. What are you really passionate about? If you can find what you're passionate about and then write about that, and that can be on a professional space, it can be on the space that I occupy, which is lifestyle, finding that and then writing and becoming a person of authority in that space, that positions you. So people then say, well, you're on a career path to CFO, or maybe you're CFO, you wanting promotion to a different level. Doing it now, are you not sort of peaking too much of a big game up front? But no, I say again, you're playing for the long game. You've got values, you've got a plan in place that you want to put, which you want to achieve, and you need to start activating on these things now. Start positioning yourself now. Understand who works in the space, who does something similar, who's doing what you want to be doing in 6 months' time, a year's time. Get to know them, understand what they do, see what they do. I'm definitely not saying copy. I'm not saying you should go and copy what someone does, but have a look and see what they're doing, understand their unique take, then infuse that stiffness into it to make it unique.
I think, but one of my biggest fears, and I think a lot of people's are that you're actually putting yourself out there. That's quite daunting, and you don't want to come across as being stupid.
No, it is very daunting. I remember my first blog post took me about 4 months to write, but some of the best advice I ever got was, when it comes to blogging and social media in general, is just do it. Plan for a point, and we're all professional people. I think we're speaking to professional people. We can plan, and never get anywhere and lose the opportunity. I think what you need to do is you need to plan to a certain point that you're comfortable, and then you just need to start. You need to go write that first blog post. You need to put your title image in as you think you can best do at that point in time. Capture it with SEO and headlines and things like that. And if that's wrong, or you can do it better next time, you learn from the next time as you go along. So the key is just to get started.
I think that's my problem. I mean, obviously, I started blogging now 3 months ago when I realized this is the way of the future. And I'm always like, but how perfect does it have to be before I actually post it?
It's not meant to be perfect. It's not meant to be an article in the Business Day or something like that. It's meant to have a level of authenticity to it. And I think by not being perfect, it gives you that level of authenticity. I'm not saying that, especially in a professional environment, I'm not saying that your facts need to be, that they have to be correct. Your fundamentals need to be correct. But you need to infuse that element of your character, and you're never going to write a perfect blog post, to be honest. So trying to achieve that objective is something you'll never achieve.
Brilliant. Okay, let's start at the beginning. Where do I post a blog?
Okay, so you post the blog on a blog site, which is like a website. So as we discussed just now, you go and you register on a platform like WordPress. WordPress is not the only platform, but you get yourself a blog space, which is basically a website. So you get that, and then once it's all set up, we spoke about the technicalities just now, you have what you call your back end, and that's like a word processor. You go in there and you type and you put your pictures and you put whatever you need to put in there, video if you're doing video as well. That's how you go about doing it. But at the same time, blogging sits alongside things like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. So we're using all these different platforms to speak one message. So your blog is long form content, so you're putting your full argument, your full article out there. Then elements of that you're taking, putting them into Twitter, you're putting them into Facebook to drive traffic back to your blog. But they all sit next to each other. So it's understanding the different platforms, making sure you're registered on all those platforms, trying to be consistent in your brand name amongst those platforms, and then having everything work together as a cohesive unit, that they're speaking, you're driving traffic back to your blog post the whole time from these snippets of information that are going out on the short form platforms.
So, I mean, if I am now a finance manager, obviously I'm not just writing blogs, I'm obviously looking at other people's blogs or commenting. What's the best way to get ahead? Who should I be looking at?
And who should you be looking at? You should be looking at people that are doing it already.
Yes.
So you should be looking at different segments of the market. You should be looking at people who are doing it already, your contemporaries. You should also be looking at your service providers. So those are your people like Business Day, maybe someone like Bruce Whitfield, following him, engaging with him, having a look and seeing what they're doing, engaging with them, talking to him now. Even though you maybe only have 5 followers on Twitter, start speaking to him, like his post, send him a comment back saying, Bruce, interesting take on the latest VAT legislation. I think the following, whatever it may be. Engage with them. That's how you get yourself out there. Blogging and social media is a two-way street. Social media is a definite two-way street. You can't be putting content out there in blogs and on social platforms but not giving back. You can't just out. You've got to talk to people, engage both ways. That's how you build credibility. That's how you build reputation. So that's what I would suggest you do. Engage with people who are doing things that you want to be doing. Engage with them, build a reputation with them, and then suggest collaborations to them. Have a look and see what's happening seasonality. Maybe it's time, it's budget speech